Good evening all. I come with the news, a very important news for your UPSC examination and general knowledge as well. Russia is almost losing Crimea. It seems so because Ukraine has successfully made the Black Sea Fleet retreat. Just hours after the news came that Russia's Black Sea Fleet has retreated from the Sevastopol port of Crimea, another very important news comes that Russia is laying mines in the Black Sea that can also target civilian ships. Those ships that are not carrying any arms, that are not actually militarily involved, they are just carrying grains or maybe people, they also can be targeted. Ukraine is not making any sort of advances in the land area, but in the Black Sea area, it has gained a lot of hedge. Now, from the perspective of our examination, it is important for us to know the regions, specifically the map-based regions, also the other aspects of it. From the perspective of GS Mains Paper 2, we will look at it. Do not worry about making notes because I provide the notes through my Telegram channel. This is by the name of Pooja Dwivedi UPSC. If you have any queries regarding this examination, talk to me on my Instagram, follow me on Threads. These are the many important things that we have to cover. What has made it possible for Ukraine to shoo away Black Sea Fleet? Now, what is Russia doing? What is Putin doing? He doesn't like to sit hand on hand. He's doing many things. We are going to discuss that as well. The Black Sea, why is it called the Black Sea? And, other things that are very important and interesting. Let's move forward. See, Russia is laying sea mines in the Black Sea that could target civilian ships. Also, this comes just after this news that Ukraine is winning the battle of the Black Sea by shooing away, by frightening the Black Sea Fleet. As I told you, Ukraine on the mainland is not doing a lot, is not being able to do a lot. But with its Western partners' aid through arms, it is doing great in Crimea. Earlier, we were just forgetting about the war. As with every war, we were having renewed interest in sometimes in some war, sometimes another war. War is going on around the world. But now we have to take our focus to the Black Sea because Black Sea is an important region when it comes to grains, the transport of food grains. Ukraine and Russia, Ukraine specifically has been known as the breadbasket of the world. And to ensure that people get food, the Black Sea grain deal was also inked, from which Russia withdrew recently, and it also impacted the food supplies. So that is why it is important for us. So what has been done? We are going to discuss that. See, Black Sea, why is it called black? Because it looks black. The dead plants, dead aquatic animals, sunken ships or metals. Because of the concentration of these many things, the production of hydrogen sulfide, to the sailors, the Black Sea looks black. That is why it is black. It is almost black in color. And here is the important Crimean Peninsula. This region is very important for Vladimir Putin. Why? Because through this region only, Ukraine was targeted from the south and of course the east. Now this region is seemingly coming into the hands of Ukraine with the help of drone attacks and with the help of other long-range cruise missiles. It was able to strike the Black Sea Fleet, telling it to go away. So many regions here have been struck, and from Sevastopol in Crimea, many fleet has been moved to this region of, let me just rub it out for you, the region of Novorossiysk. Okay. Also, there is a breakaway region in Georgia. We'll talk about that as well. This pact that has been recently inked between Abkhazia and Russia, it allows Russia to have a permanent naval base over here as well. That means now the war is moving towards Georgia as well. Although Georgia is not in good terms with Russia because of Abkhazia only. But still, this is nothing, just the prolongation of war. Moving on. As I told you, the Crimea region, Sevastopol, this region has been very important for Putin. Sevastopol is basically where, since the 19th century, Russia has maintained its position. It is a logistical hub as well to transport human resources as well as arms from this region to other regions of Russia, and to make sure that Crimean Peninsula remains a part of Russia. And now the fleet has moved back from Sevastopol. So almost now the Black Sea looks like it is not under the control of Russia from this particular region. What has been moved? 3 Kilo class submarines, 2 guided missile frigates, even a patrol ship. They have all been hastily withdrawn from their home port of Sevastopol in Crimea. Russian port, they have been moved to Russian port of Novorossiysk. I have told you where it is. On the eastern coast of the Black Sea, and additional Russian warships have also been removed from Sevastopol. That means whatever Ukraine is doing is working. Now it has been said that since August 2023, more audaciously, Ukraine has started to attack these regions. And also Ukraine attacks have undermined Russia's air defenses in Crimea. Not only that, on this September 22, Ukraine was able to bomb and partially destroy the Black Sea Fleet headquarters at the heart of the Sevastopol. So that means whatever arms it is using, and it is very important because Ukraine doesn't have a very functional navy. It has been just because of the commanders. It has relied on its commando raids along with combination of domestically produced drones and long-range cruise missiles provided by countries' Western partners. Now, it is not a new tactic, as in it has done well when it comes to the Black Sea part even earlier. April 2022, it sunk the Russian Black Sea Fleet's flagship, which was the Moskva. 2 months later only, Ukrainian forces liberated a very small but very strategically important Snake Island because they wanted to secure the trade lines which could help Ukraine give out or sell its grains to different regions of the world. So that seems like Ukraine is well versed. It is like you can say it is gifted when it comes to this particular region. And that also shows us the lack of proper forces, naval forces that Russia has right now. Moving on. If we talk about the other part, what does Ukraine want to achieve with this? It hopes to first of all end the naval blockade of its ports. See, through the Black Sea grain deal, which was a UN and Turkey brokered grain deal between Russia and Ukraine, it was allowed that there would be a passage. This passage will be free of any attacks from either Russia or Ukraine, so that from Odessa, Yuzhny, Chornomorsk, food grains can be supplied to other parts of the world through Istanbul. Russia did renew it once, but after 1 year, just 1 year, it was brokered in 2022, it's a wartime treaty, it withdrew. And as soon as it withdrew, it started attacking these particular ports. So what does Ukraine want to do now? It wants to secure the trade lines. Also, it wants to disrupt the resupply of Putin's army in southern Ukraine. As I told you, through Crimea only, armies have been supplied to Ukraine, southern Ukraine and then eastern Ukraine. It wants to ensure that there is a blockade or a blockage on further occupation by Russia on Crimea. This is what it wants to do. Moving on. As I told you that the front lines of the war here specifically, this region is still under the occupation of Russia. So Ukraine has not made a headway on the mainland. But of course, when it is making a good deal of headway here, the trust of the Western allies can become renewed, that Ukraine can ward off Russian powers from here. Also, the dense minefields and heavily fortified Russian defenses are over here. That is why it is not being able to make a headway. Now, if we talk about the importance of Crimea, since the 19th century, Sevastopol especially has remained a home for the Black Sea Fleet of Russia's. And it's a key hub which supports Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, specifically South Ukraine. Also, if we talk about it, then it is a logistic hub which ships in munitions and material for the land battle. That is why Crimea is very important. Now, Ukraine, what does it want to do? If it gets hold of Crimea or if it wards away Russia from there, the southern region can become much more easy to recover from Russia. This is what Ukraine wants to do. Now, Russia has another plan. Russia has planned a naval base on the Black Sea coast of breakaway Georgia region. That is the Abkhazia region. Abkhazia, basically a breakaway that broke away from Georgia along with South Ossetia. This is South Ossetia and this is Abkhazia. These two regions have broken away from Georgia. Russia calls them a separate nation. Even a 5-day war was fought between Russia and Georgia when Georgia tried to take back these two regions. So, the West says now Russia is militarizing even Georgia. And Russia says that we want to take care of our region and of course also support and you can say, secure Abkhazia region. So the West has accused Russia of effectively annexing Abkhazia and South Ossetia in 2009 itself. But Russia says no, they are their own independent nations. Moving on. If we talk about other things, I have already told you, it is laying minefields in the Black Sea. And this is a prelims question. Make sure you answer it in the comment segment so that I can take your names. Abkhazia, recently seen in the news, is situated in Persian Gulf, Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Red Sea. Thank you so much for watching. Stay updated.